Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mardek, and last time we took out the zombie dragon. Somehow, some way. And I think that probably means, let's take a moment here, make sure that we have fully equipped all of our reactions, because I do believe we had one or two people level up. We do see that Zach can now equip his defensive reaction here for some 10. And even agility +1. As for Emma, nothing on the passive side of things. She's close. Okay, but nothing else for her. Dugan did pick up the new plus 30% damage offensive reaction with his new sword that we saw as our primary reward for taking out the dragon. And he also can go +1 agility. As for Mardek, lots of agility for everyone, apparently. And also, defensive reaction for him. Not bad. And I think this is actually a good opportunity for us to warp on out of here. Taking us to the world map, where, again, we see that things have maybe not gone so great in Canonia while we were gone. Let's hit the road here and check out what exactly is happening in Canonia, where, you know, Mork may or may not be raiding this place with his spaceship. And more zombies. Whoa! Very similar to what we saw in Gosnor a little ways back. Zombies have taken over the city. Granted, these zombies are actually, you know, not so tough in comparison to the undead foes we were facing earlier in the catacombs. Especially given how, as you can see here, we're mostly just talking going against one at a time. Not a huge deal. Let's just heal up ever so briefly here. And we'll see that there are a few other familiar faces around here. If we could follow them, track them down. Stop running away! You soldiers, I remember you. Ha, go away. You are not wanted here. The world's saviors will handle these zombies like the heroes we are. The world will thank us when we save it, not you. Now just run away back to your senile old mothers while we veterans handle this. Thanks, Bartholomew. This takes me back. I used to do this sort of thing a lot back in the day. Zombies. They're just as generic and unoriginal as they ever were. Okay, Bernard. Zombie apocalypse, apparently no big deal to him. We're meant to be fighting these here zombies, eh? But all we seem to be doing is walking around, you know? But then again, so's they. So I suppose we have an old-fashioned walking competition. Oh, I'll walk them rotten buggers so hard, they'll be mumbling all the way back to their graves. Okay. Walking competition it is, apparently. And if you could also stand still, that'd be appreciated. I don't like these zombies. They smell bad and are gross. That's probably true. And similarly to the houses in Gosnor, these houses in Canonia are also Loctite, and no amount of shouting at it or insulting its mother will cause it to open, unfortunately. So that is all the more reason for us to have made sure that we wanted to pick up everything we might have needed to purchase from the shops in Canonia earlier. Fortunately, I think for the most part we did that. Theoretically, we could have been a little more aggressive on that front, I suppose. But I think we picked up most of the things we wanted to pick up. And in fact, I should note that as I was walking through the catacombs, I did find the Onyx Ring, which dropped from a random encounter that we had against some of the abominations, some of those zombie-ish enemies. Gives 3 magic defense, which is pretty solid. A ring set with an onyx stone, it channels the powers of darkness, protecting its wearer from both the dark element and blindness status effect. So you see it gives the Bright Eyes passive skill, which will give us resistance to blindness, similar to many of the other status effect resistance skills that we've already picked up from other pieces of gear. Gives +1 strength, 50% resistance to dark, which is a fair amount, and 100% resistance to blindness, even if we are not using that skill. So it is basically like the dark version of the Moonstone Ring. As you can see here, this being the light version, this being the dark version. So I think this is a strong accessory that we would like to put on someone, and seeing as how Mardek is currently using the Ring of Vitality, it seems like it might be best to swap that off on him. And does he have the ability to start mastering Bright Eyes? We get rid of Vim, which he has now mastered, then yeah, it would seem so. That seems like a good fit in that case. And we'll head in here to the zombie-proof cave, which isn't that convenient that you happen to have had one of those. Shaman, we need your help. We need to get into the big evil zombie spawning cloud thing in the sky. You're the best magic user around. Can you make us fly? Mardek and Dugan? Oh, it's been years. You always did want to be mighty heroes. I should have expected you to come to the rescue of the world. There are some other adventurers outside wanting to do the same, but I don't trust them. Well, can you help us? Do you have any spells that can make us fly? You have your father's blood, Mardek. I've watched you grow, and I'm so proud you're doing this now. I believe you can save us. I'd go myself, but I need to protect this cave with my magic, so then the villagers are safe from the zombies, since the Canonia Shaman is no more. I have no spells that allow one to fly. No. There are no such spells, I'm afraid. However, I can help you. I can cast teleportation spells, you see, so I can teleport you inside the cloud. Yes. However, it'll be a one-way trip. I can send you in, but I can't get you out. That part would be up to you. Ah, that's not so good. Well, we'll do it. Send us there. Mardek, are you sure about this? I mean, we could all die or get trapped there, or we have no idea what to expect. Well, none of you need to come. I can go alone. Are you simple, mate? You think we'd abandon you and let you do this by yourself? I'm coming, and there's no way you'd stop me. We've always wanted to be heroes together, and those dreams aren't changing today. Thanks, Dugan. I feel ill, I'll admit. Not just because all the uncertainty involved in this and terrifyingly high chance of dying. No, there's something else. I know something's happened because of this. Something I can't possibly forgive or leave alone. I have to be a part of this. I'm coming with you too, Mardek. Well, great. I don't fear death. And you paid me. I'm coming. Well, thanks a lot, friends. It's so heartwarming to see you young people all enthusiastic and good of heart and eager to save the world. So heartwarming. But now, I suppose you better get to it, I can teleport you into the dark cloud from here when you're ready, but you must keep in mind that you will likely not be able to return until the deed is done. Do whatever needs doing here before you tackle this, Okay, so, there you have it. Confirmed. The shaman can in fact beam us up, Scotty, to that spaceship. However, we do still have things we want to do here, and it is a point of no return type mission. So, I shall wait here for you. Thank you, shaman. In that case, let's make sure we save. Let's talk to the other people around here, and there is certainly one other thing that I want to make sure we do before we head on up into the spaceship. I could be out there fighting those zombies, but I'm not, because I tried, and they kept probing. Even in death, men are perverted wretches, who never respect us women as people. You're still looking at my chest. My parents are at home, but they told me and Ellie to go to this cave because they said it would be safer here. I hope they'll be okay. Glad to see you're doing okay, Gloria. The zombies out there came from Gosnor or something. Or did they used to be villagers from here who were zombified? Or were they just spawned out of nowhere, magically? None of those things really make much sense. I think the village is meant to be covered in black smoke, but I don't see any except on the world map. Oh no! First my parents, and now this! This isn't fair! Save us again, Mardek! We'll see if we can. Come right in, non-zombies. You can take refuge in this here zombie-proof cave that Canonia just so happens to have. Don't you think it's useful and coincidental that this place exists? Oh, how true. How true indeed. Even if things we used to love change or disappear, the good times will always be there in our memories. Except this game, which you might remember, but are playing again right now. Wow! I hope you're enjoying it. Huh? Yes, certainly is great to finally get the chance to play this game again. And the brothers are back! They're together! Those zombies are really annoying. They're offensive to all my senses, even tastes. And believe me, I know. Mainly because I licked one of them for a laugh. It wasn't as amusing as I thought it might be. I probably caught something, like a disease. Maybe I'll die. Okay, you know, for future reference, maybe don't lick the zombies. Those zombies are really annoying. They're stopping me from being outside and breathing in the chilly, scented night air. Now how will I get my fix? Also, priorities? Those zombies are really annoying. They're preventing me from punching trees in the night. Now people won't be able to get up in the morning, see the trees, and wonder who punched them. So this is really inconveniencing us all. I should report it to the mayor. If only Canonia had one. I believe this is the last gentleman in here. Frankly, I did not remember that was his name. I would never have guessed that this would have happened. Something tells me he probably said something earlier when we previously saw him to suggest that he knew this was going to happen. Okay. However, we're back out here, and we should do a little bit of zombie fighting. The reason for that being is the thing that we want to make sure that we do before we head up there has to do with the Trilobite cave that we saw a ways back. We picked up a few keys for it, 3 out of the 4. We got the first one from Gope back in the Gosnor Inn after we saved him in the gem mine, decided not to fight him. That was the first one. Second one we found in the Tainted Grotto in that hidden chest, just before fighting the World Saviors for the first time. And then, the third one we just recently got in that area after the Morik fight, just before fighting the zombie dragon. And the last one we will actually find here, and it is important that we pick it up here, because if we don't, then that means we will miss the opportunity to get it. As the shaman was saying, if we do in fact opt to go to the spaceship now, then we will not have the opportunity to go back to do this. And I assure you, it is quite interesting. We want to make sure that we actually make a point here of fighting zombies. And, you know, World Saviors, they're hanging out. They're not really doing anything. They're not actually saving the day from all these zombies. It's up to us. So, granted, they aren't terribly powerful. We, for the most part, can one-shot them with Zack, which we will proceed to do. And it is a little bit of an opportunity to work on some of our skills, particularly of the passive variety, because these are pretty quick fights. Let's just make sure. I'm pretty sure that Emla is getting close now to finishing. Yep, Resist Earth. It is equipped, fortunately. Not like we're wasting these opportunities here. I think we have a few other people who are also working on new passive skills, at least Mardek, I think. And hopefully, we will see soon as to why we are continuing to do this. Excuse me. I know you were having the walking competition earlier, but please just step aside. Give us the opportunity to do what you guys are opting not to do, even though you claim that you're heroes. I don't know about that. I don't see you fighting any of these zombies. So we carry on here, and theoretically, if I remember correctly, we may find that we actually run out of zombies here. We're about to find out. Getting close. We've not yet found what I'm looking for us to pick up. I'm hoping we will get there soon. But there may only be 1 or 2 zombies remaining. I don't think that will be an issue, though. Here it is. So, if you continue to fight the zombies in here, eventually, they will drop the final Trilobite key. This is what we were waiting for. We pick that up, and we could continue to fight the zombies, but as we were saying earlier, they aren't terribly important for us to take out once we have access to that key. So, let's save here once more. And now, I believe, if we were to step on out here and head over to, not Lake Quer, but however, the Eastern Glens, and head down here in this direction, we will find that if we make our way back into the area that leads us into the Trilobite Cave, we can make it through. So, let's just poke our heads in here a little bit and find, well, it's a large area we've not yet seen. So I believe, if I remember correctly, you actually can go through here with only 2 of the Trilobite keys. However, you need all 4 to make it all the way through. So we could have gone in this first section a little bit earlier. I opted to wait until we had all of the keys so we could go straight on through to the end. And we see some new enemies here that we have not yet encountered. A Trilobite, which is water elemental, meaning it is very weak to earth, a little bit weak to air as well. It has an earth staff, as well as a coelacanth, also water elemental, also a little bit weak to earth, a little bit weak to air. So, let's see just how strong these guys are. The answer? Strong enough not to get one shot by Zack, which I suppose is a somewhat significant threshold. However, we may be able to take out many of them in one fell swoop with Emila's earth abilities. Now, we do have that new sword with Dugan, which does deal more damage. It is also light elemental. Granted, that is most effective against those undead enemies that we were fighting earlier, who are generally very weak to light attacks. These guys, not as much so, but still, a stronger base damage weapon, no less. So, if we continue to explore around here, let's try to pick up all these chests. As for where all of them are, great question. One is right here, though. Iron Sword. Now, this is a sword that we purchased at least one of from one of the shops, and it's probably a good thing that we did that when we did, because, yes, that does mean that we currently have 2 of them. However, that was a long time ago, and it did give us the opportunity to level up that plus 10% damage reaction on Mardek that we would have liked to have had for a long period of time, and so fortunately, we were able to do that. Whereas if we were to wait for this, then would have been a little while, unless we, as I was saying earlier, made a point of getting in here immediately, even if we weren't able to go through the entire area. Now let's see if Emla can also take a lot of them out. The Stone Implosion. And actually did poison the one remaining Trilobite, and I'm sure we will get the opportunity to see them attack soon, so no worries. I'll give them a chance to show you what they do. First, we need to establish that we are superior, though. We need to put them in their place. So, we've gone over to that side. Clearly, there is a chest over here in the middle. Let's make sure we hit that one. And generally speaking, I believe these will be the only types of enemies we will encounter here. If I'm not mistaken. Stone Implosion is actually the way we want to go. And if we hit the Trilobite first with Zack, that seems to be the enemy that is most resistant to Emila's attacks, therefore that does allow Emila to clean up shop. No need for follow-up in that case. Another chest. More monies. Sounds good. There's that chest in the middle. And this might be a good opportunity for us to demonstrate what these guys can do. So we'll take out one or two of them here. But we'll make sure we leave one remaining. So maybe Emila just attack one this time around. We're a little stronger of the two. And that does mean that we could give Dugan the opportunity to use his new boost ability, which gives him some additional strength, meaning he can attack more powerfully. In the current fight, it doesn't last permanently, unfortunately. Otherwise, you could just non-stop boost Dugan's strength and it'd be better for the rest of the game, and that would get a little out of hand fairly quickly. Okay, Mardek does not have any active skills that he needs to master. I'm not sure if he can take one of these guys out in one hit, so I'm deliberately going to pass. And you see Splash Tackle dealt a fair bit of damage and also gave Zack -7 agility here. Actually, I think it was -10, and some of his items / passive abilities were giving him additional agility. The Bandit Leather gives him a little bit, and I think he has the passive skill equipped right now to give him +1 agility, so that was actually, in total, -10. And, well, that slows him down quite a bit. Zack was originally going first among our team members. Now he is the slowest of our team members. Not terribly significant here because, well, we should be able to take this guy out without too many issues. But in larger fights, that might become a factor. These better potions are not bad either. Certainly have our fair share of the normal potions, but the better potions, they're hard to come by. Okay, and that would be the way through up here to the second area. I believe this is the point where you would not be able to go past until you have all of the keys. So we can go through there now. However, let's make sure that we pick up all these chests in this location first. Almost always, though, when I've played, I have done this entire area in one fell swoop. Oh, the Coelacanth actually survived. I'm a little surprised. I think let's continue to take this opportunity to boost Dugan a little bit, though. And maybe Mardek can take this guy out. Yeah, so I personally am not super familiar with only doing part of this area initially and then coming back to do the rest of it later. Although, I suppose that might be possible, based on what you guys have been telling me in the comments. And there we see that Emila has finally mastered the Resist Earth ability, just that strong ability on the Geo Jacket. That probably means we want to take that off of her, switch back over to the Hempen Robe, allow her to use that magic defense reaction. And the Geo Jacket, now we want to put that on someone else. I believe we have at least one person who has mastered it, as well as Emila. I think it's Dugan. Let's double check. It is. Okay. Zack, I'm pretty sure the answer is no for you. And Mardek might be the same deal. Yeah. Okay. So let's just take a quick look at... Mardek is still working on the magic defensive reaction on Vern's armor, so theoretically, he still has work to do there, and might mean that it is Zack's opportunity to go resist Earth. However, he's still working on evasion. Okay. I think this ability is so powerful that we ought to put it on Mardek here. Mardek is also working on Bright Eyes, and he's close to finishing that, which is also a passive skill. So he might not have the RP to get both of those done simultaneously. Well, actually, if we get rid of both MP and Agility, he's close, but he's not there yet. He would need to finish Bright Eyes, or he could also do Resist Earth, or more likely take off Bright Eyes and put Resist Earth instead. I think that means that we need to at least wait a little bit for Mardek. Let's try to get Bright Eyes mastered, and then we'll swap over to the Geo Jacket. And similarly with Zack, close but not quite there yet. So this is another instance in which, theoretically, it might actually be helpful to allow enemies to attack us a little bit more, so that we can master some of those reactions a little bit more, both on Mardek and on Zack. I'm might be looking to do that soon. Because at this stage in the game, as you can probably guess, and we are in Chapter 2, of course, but based on how the shaman was saying that this is basically the point of no return, it does mean we are getting quite close to the end of this chapter. So if we are looking to master things, this is one of our last opportunities to do that. So what I'm curious is, let me know in the comments which areas you tended to use to grind your levels, get your masteries and whatnot. Because I suspect that people have different opinions as to what the most efficient place to do that might be, the most convenient place. And these are the 2 remaining chests, so let's make sure we get these. Copper breastplate, also something that I believe we purchased a ways back, so would have been nice to pick it up here, save us the monies. However, we got those chest plates fairly early on. That was still helpful, I think, to get access to them early. Master, I believe they give a defensive reaction. Might be the same one that was available on the chainmails. Yeah, okay, so not a huge deal to have purchased that ahead of time, but either way. I think this is a good place for us to wrap things up for this video, however, so in the next one, we'll check out what happens in the rest of this Trilobite cave.